Miss Grace, how do you manage workers? Besides, how many workers do you have at your farm?
Currently, we have 15 workers. How do we manage workers? I usually, if it is a goat farm, from my observation, there are certain tribes that do certain works. For example, goat farming and matoke farming, I usually look in the west. I will not go to look in another area to look for what. So I always look in those areas. And how do I source for them? I usually run adverts. And when they come on the farm, they report with their national IDs. But there are many youth out there who don't have national IDs. Make sure you get an LOC letter from them, and also get their immediate relatives' contacts in case of any challenge you may face with them, and also be in touch with their relatives and tell them you have their son or daughter at the farm. And when they reach here, usually before they come, we should have negotiated for the salary, and we have a particular day, and our payment of the salaries, we usually pay at the beginning of the month and the end of the month. Basically, we separate the payments in two groups. We don't pay all the workers at the same time. Why? There is a challenge that has ever happened here. Workers can choose to walk out any day, even when you bind them with an agreement. An agreement will not bind them not to leave. They will leave any day. So what we usually do to avoid such scenarios, we pay our workers, some of them beginning of the month, so that in case somebody by the end of month has not been paid, he will have to wait for that person, for him to be paid. So there is a 2 weeks lapse between. Like I mentioned, we separated our herds. We have around 4 herds here of goats. So every herd at the end of the month, the manager and the workers sit and they decide who has performed well. We usually give them a bonus of 40 to 50,000 per person who has worked. We provide them meals. Meals are very key. They have timely meals. We have somebody who cooks for them. We provide them decent accommodation is key. And we also, right now we have not yet gotten entertainment for them, but we had an incident here where we employed somebody, and somebody told us, farm in Boa, I'm bored. We are always working. So we thinking of entertaining them so that they are not bored all the time.
Okay, maybe like getting a TV?
Yeah, we are going to get a TV. Okay, the stealing, usually it is not an easy thing to control among workers. These are people coming from diverse communities with different needs and different mannerisms. But what you can do, you can't control how they steal everything, but you can control the number of things that can be stolen. For example, by putting up systems. Like I've told you, I realized we have a number of kids being born, and we realized a number of kids were getting lost on the fields. So what we usually do, before the goats get out, we count the numbers have gone out. When they come back, we count the numbers in. So if there are goats missing, we always chase them back to go and look for those goats. Then we also, I told you about the chicken we put here at the farm. Usually, workers' problems are between 15,000 to 20,000. So put up that chicken for them. In case somebody has an emergency, somebody can either ask, or even some people you leave room to steal. You can't stop them because you're not always there. So if they steal something of 20,000, it will not bite you so much, like stealing a goat of 1 million, and they sell it off.
Sell at 50,000.
Exactly. So let them have that time. Actually, what I've also realized from my own experience, when you lower the gap where your workers steal from, there is a high staff turnover. I don't know if you have experienced that or you have not.
Please explain that. When
you lower the chances, when you tighten the noose,
where somebody can steal from you,
they usually run very fast. So don't tighten everything because you want them. They want you, but you also want them. There are some things you have to let go.
Just let go.
Let go. But just know, if it is done concurrently, just know that guy is just a thief. You get it? Just let him go. Yeah. Like I have a friend in Thika. He has a farm and he installed cameras everywhere. And what happened? Workers started living just like that. So these are some of the things.
There is no way they are going to steal that person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And also provide them, like we give them medication so that we make sure that their salaries are not used for things here at the farm. We give them free medication, we give them the meals, we give them beddings, everything, yeah. So what we usually do when we advertise, assuming we want a slot for 2 people at the farm, we usually bring in 4 people. We give them 1 month as we are training them on the values, what we expect out of them at the farm. So within 1 month to 2 months, we always find out the right people to take on and the right people not to take on. So we always exclude, we leave out the other 2 that are not fitting into our kind of criteria. The problem of workers is common everywhere. But the advice I would give to somebody farming who is going to farm for the first time, take time to look for workers. If you can, go to the villages and look out for those workers in those particular villages, or get somebody reliable to get you those workers, and have some backup workers in case somebody decides to leave when you don't expect them to leave. And also when you go to their villages, have contact with the executive, the LC executive of that area. And also at the farms here, be in close touch with the leadership of the farm, the leadership of the village, like the LC1 executive, the police. In case of any cases that may happen at the farm, they should be the first people to help you at the farm. Okay, the farmers, you can think of a short-term activity. Like I started with matoke. When I was waiting for the matoke to mature, I put in some beans. So I was able to sell the beans after 3 months. You can think of vegetable growing. You don't have necessarily to wait for the 8 months to 1 year without earning. Think of something which takes a shorter period for you to earn from it, so that you're able to earn something, so that you don't run out completely. Ate oli mugenyi ki gwe nafunye.
Endiga tekutomera.
Emboga endiga zitomera. Tejja kuntomera.
Anti toyagala kungoberera.
Ndaba embuzi. Kati olw'okuba ngoberera buli embuzi we ziri. Ndibadde ku mbuzi namulabye ne last week.